Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of these three designs. They were all done using Loren Sherman's script, which uses a combination of dots and lines on these four different stems to make our consonants, and vowels are quite a bit trickier. They're smaller circles, and they have different positions depending on what vowel they are, so like A's are towards the outside, O's are towards the middle, and E's, I's, and U's are all on the line of the word circle, and on which of these four consonant stems they're attached. So again, A is towards the outside, E is centralized in the middle, same as I and U, and O's are towards the middle. And this is what they look like in practice. So this is an A on all four of the stems and by itself. So this is an E on all four of the stems and by itself. So let's look at this O. So this O is just an O on the word circle inside it. So word circle inside. And then it's like a bead on a string on these stems. So this is a B stem. This is what a B would look like with an O on it. This is a J O, because this is a J stem. This is a T-O, because this is a T stem, and this is a T-H-O, because this is a T-H stem. Anyway, let's go ahead and, and last thing, this is punctuation. It will be on the line or near the line of the word circle. So let's go ahead and look at this. So let's go through this one first. So we have a couple words here. You read bottom counterclockwise. This is our first word here. And it is pretty tricky to see where my word circles are in this because I have lots of overlapping and connecting lines. But this is the word circle here for this word, and this is the next word, this is the next word, and this is the last word. These are just lines coming off of the words. So anyway, first letter is here. It is this shallow divot. So it is in this row, and we got to figure out how many lines end on it. So this passes through, so it doesn't count. This one ends on it. This one ends on it, and this one ends on it. So thick, thin, curved, not curved, it all doesn't matter. What matters is if it ends on it. So 1, 2, 3 lines, that is an S. And then we continue around. Here's our next letter. It's a small circle, so it's a vowel. And it is inside the word circle, so it is an O. So like this. So S-O, continuing around. Here we have a circle inside the word circle. So it's going to be in this row. And it has 1, 2, 3 lines ending on it. So that is an M. And then we have another vowel, and even though it's inside the word circle, it's centralized in that consonant stem. So we're looking at the consonant stems, right? So an E is in the middle of that. So it's like this, J-E, except this is an M-E because it's got 3 lines. So M-E, continuing around. Here we have something that's slightly too big to be a vowel, and it is not a vowel. It is a TH stem, and there is nothing modifying it. There are no dots and lines that are ending on it or closest to it. So that is a TH. Continuing around, here we have an I, because it's a small circle, it's a vowel, and it has a line going towards the middle. And something I do, just again, help differentiate consonants and vowels, especially these TH stems, is I keep the word circle not erased inside the TH stem, but I do erase it inside vowels. So like here and here are vowels, but here and here are TH stems. So anyway, THI, and then we have another TH stem. So we're in this row again, and let's look for lines that end on it. 1 big line. This is the line that passes through because it's the word circle. 2 lines, 3 lines. So that is an NG. So something. Continuing around, here's our next word, bottom of it. Here we have another M, and it's got another vowel inside it. So it's like this, except this one has a line going outwards. So that is a U. So MU, continuing around, we have a 1, 2, 3 line S. Then we have this line. It is just a T because these lines pass through it. So this stem with nothing end on it. So T, continuing around. Here's our next word. Here we have a deep divot. So it's more than 50% completed. So it's wrapping back around on itself. And then there is no modifier, so it's just a B. And then we have an E, so B. Continuing around, here's our last word. Here we have another deep divot, so same stem as this, with 1, 2, 3 dots inside it. Even though this dot's getting kind of close to the TH onto the I, it's actually inside this stem, so being inside the stem kind of overrides that. Plus, it's kind of like a string of 3, so you're kind of, it also adds the indication that it's part of this word and this letter. And then we have an O, because it's like a bead on a string on that stem. So, like this, D-O, continuing around here we have a N, because it's a circle inside the circle with 1 line, and then an E inside that. So just like the ME. So done. And then we have 1, 2, 3 dots on the stem of the word circle. Not the word circle, of the sentence circle. So that's an exclamation point, because this thick line and this thin line are the sentence circle lines. So we have those 3 dots very clearly as punctuation. Here we have our next word. Bottom, counterclockwise. So this is just one word in this sentence circle. So we have the outer sentence circles, these double divots. And then we have a W, 1, 2 lines. This one passes through, so it doesn't count. So that makes it a W, E, just a line on the word circle. Well, just a circle on the word circle. Then we have 3 dots on a circle inside the circle, so that is an L. And then we have 1, 2 dots on this letter. It's a K. And then we have an O on it. And then we have 3 lines on an M, E in the middle. And you're like, why is welcome spelled with a K? And that's because this letter C is reserved for proper nouns only, or acronyms, or things where a C really matters. Otherwise, in just standard words like welcome, you use an S or a K. So this is a K, right? This is an S. And this is a K because welcome, the C goes K, not S. So this is welcome. So W-E-L-K-O-M-E. And C is the only letter you do phonetically in this script. It's because C is a dumb letter. And also in the original script, this row didn't exist and this row didn't exist. Well, this column didn't exist and this column didn't exist. So we only had the B, C, H, D, G, H, F, and stuff below it. So there was no way to make a C. There was no way to make a Q without putting it as a QU. Yeah. So anyway, that would be how you spell welcome. W-E-L-K-O-M-E. And then let's look at this last most complicated one. So here we have our first word circle continuing around, and then we only have another word circle here. So even though this one looks a bit more complicated than this one, it's only 2 words. It's because the words are a bit bigger. So anyway, here we have our first word. Here's our first stem. It's another T stem. Count up the stems. 1, 2, 3. So that's an S. Then we have an E in the middle of it. Then we have 1, 2, 3 dot L, just like this L, with an E in it. B, nothing ends on it. 1, 2, 3 dot R. And even though this dot's kind of like between these two, we'll look at how close it is to the stem. So this one is closer to this stem, and it's further away from this stem because there's like a whole dot in between them, and this is just like a little space in between them. So this one is closer here. So, and this one is tricky to tell if it's part of this word or part of this word, but this one has lines on it, so you can't have both lines and dots. So this one has to go here. Plus, it's pretty even between them as far as if it's part of this stem, Yeah, it's close to the line here, but it's closer to this word circle, if that makes sense. And it's a chain of 3, which is a thing that helps indicate which is which. Anyway, so this is an R, because 3 dots on a shallow divot. 3 dots, shallow divot, R. Then we continue around. Here we have an A outside the word circle, and then we have a shallow divot with nothing on it, so that's a T with an E in the middle of it. Now, E's on T stems are tricky, because if they're too far out, they look like A's. So look at where it is relative to the center of the consonant stem. Because this is a T stem, it has to be 50% or less completed. So that means if it's like concentric with the T stem, it's got to be in the middle of it, on the line of the word circle. And this is the line of the word circle, and the center of the circle is on the line of the word circle. So that makes it an E. If it were outside the line of the word circle, so let's look at this. So this E is on the line of the word circle. This A is outside the word circle. So this one is kind of pushing it as far as how far out it is, but it is on the line of the word circle, so that makes it an E. So T-E. So S-E-L-E-B-R-A-T-E. So that would be celebrate. This C is turned into an S because, like I said before, when talking about that K, you turn the C's into an S or a K or CH, depending on what sound it makes. So celebrate, and then we have this letter. It is a small, a shallow divot, so it's in this row, with 1 line, 2 lines ending on it, so that is a W. Then we have an O inside the word circle. Then we have 1, passes through, but it ends here, 2, 3, M, E, and then 1 line N. So celebrate women. And then we have 3 dots, and they have to go somewhere, and they're closest to that sentence circle. So that means they go here as an exclamation point. And not here on these stems, plus all of them have lines, so they can't have lines and dots. So anyway, this is the exclamation point at the end, and I just made them part of this chain. So anyway, these are your 3 designs. I hope you like them.